Be prepared for highly offensive language throughout and adult and sexual themes.
Yeah, guys, I think if we do pre-titles, bedroom tonight, it'll be easier, and we'll just talk through, well, we can just talk through what's got... What was that? Do you hear that? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I swear to God, I've just seen Cameron's ghost, I think. I could hear it, it was like rattling and stuff. I felt the 4 or 5 fingers. I think something's come. Big brother, if you could hear me, just tell him it's time for a bit on the side, yeah? I'm getting out of here, mate.
Yes, guys, I've been dying for a week.
That better.
I've had to...
Talk about having the run.
Oh, tell me about it.
What a show we had tonight. Cameron had another spooky experience in the bedroom, and this time he could really feel it.
I felt 5 fingers.
5 fingers? Never felt that on Ghost Hunt. Having argued with everyone, Lewis decided to turn his anger towards something far more fearsome.
Shut that bath up.
A bathtub better shut up, or it might be evicted come Friday, who knows. Thomas discovered a newfound hidden talent he never knew he could do.
Oh, look, I can actually roll.
Have you never done that before?
Ew. No. Ew.
It's the noise he makes. And Keegan let his fellow shackled housemates know about his very special bum technique.
My arse is like a machine gun.
No, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, we're going to be having an in-depth analysis about the rest of tonight's show in just a moment. But coming up tonight, Kiss FM DJ Neve Spencer's going to be here. We love Neve. There she is. She's going to be joining us for a full-blown showbiz gossip and having a right good old flick through the biggest Big Brother news headlines of the past few days. It sounds topical, because it is. Also, we managed to gain entry into the task team's inner sanctum for an exclusive sneak peek at this week's very well-balanced, shall I say, game changer. Plus, I'm going to be logging onto that thing they call the internet to have a proper snoop at everything you've been maffing off about on Twitter. But before we get into any of that, it is time to meet my Tuesday night panel. First up, she is the self-proclaimed professional show-off who once beat me on the weakest link, and she better not be showing off about that, because I'm still livid. Please give it up for Chizzy Akadulu!
How are you? How are you?
Next up, you only have to take one look at her Twitter feed to know that she might just be as much as a Big Brother fan as me, and that is saying something. It is the gorgeous India Willoughby! Love that. And finally, a man who really needs no introduction, so I'm not going to give him one. All I'm going to say is, double hand wave, it's Bobby Norris!
I love this show.
I know, we love you too! Right, let's talk about the rest of tonight's show, and it seems that cracks are starting to appear in Lewis and Cameron's relationship. Cameron's become a little bit closer to Akeem, which I'm not sure any of us were expecting, to be perfectly honest, especially Lewis. Chizzy, what are we making of the Cameron-Lewis-Akeem triangle?
I kind of like it.
You got an itch, darling?
Yeah,
right?
little, yeah. I think Cat's got fleas.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't.
Same.
No, I can't. I think that Cameron has, you know, he's taken that whole weight of his shoulders, coming out. He's feeling free, and he's feeling freer to explore other friendships. And I think he's getting a bit tired of Lewis's tantrums.
Do you?
Yeah.
Got a few ums behind me.
Yeah.
Bobby, do you think Lewis has got I don't know, a right to feel like he's entitled to Cameron just being friends with him, maybe?
Do you know, I feel like they are the house's best friends, but when you're living with other people, you've got to be able to mingle, and you can't just segregate yourself from the group and just be in two. So I feel like, I know he's getting a bit knocked by it, but he should be allowed to kind of, what do they say?
Blossom.
Blossom, that's the one.
Oh, I'll take that one. It did all stem from Cameron choosing to save Akeem, I think, in the last eviction, who we all know isn't Lewis's biggest fan and vice versa. India, do you think it's a good step for Cameron to maybe integrate more with the other housemates rather than just spend all his time with Lewis?
Absolutely. I think Cameron has been the story of this series. Up until recently, I like messy housemates, I like people who mix it up, and Lewis has always been my number one, but now Cameron has overtaken him. And I think to watch the growth of him as a person, you know, he's got so much maturity about him, and it basically now he's flexing his muscles of independence, and he's becoming his own person.
And he's got a new haircut, and he don't know who cares about it. You know where I'm going. Lewis did actually say in the diary room that he thinks Big Brother formed the friendship, but claimed he's not jealous. And Cameron said he doesn't think Lewis is the jealous type. Bobby, it's a really tough question, but do we think the reaction from Lewis is justified? Because, you know, they have been close. Like, imagine that was like you and Jem on Towie or something like that. Yeah. And all of a sudden it starts... I mean, is it a crime to start spending time with another housemate?
I mean, I can see why he's upset, because for the last 5 or 6 weeks, they've literally always had each other's back.
In each other's pockets, definitely.
Literally. And I feel it's probably really hard to see, especially because I feel that Lewis is holding on to really that the fact that he was saved, knowing that that could have gone against him, had it gone Isabella. So I kind of feel like it's all a little bit like... I don't understand it.
It is a little bit messy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a little bit messy.
There's still love there. They're like a married couple.
Row all the time and don't have sex,
together for years and years and years. But I think if the crunch came to the crunch, I think Lewis and Cameron would still have each other's back.
I think Lewis needs to let Cameron be free.
Who's piping up? Of course it's you. Thanks. You had a spray tan, darling.
Yeah,
you look brown, yeah.
Just no, listen, Cameron fed Lulu's paranoia tonight. And I'm sorry, Lulu in this situation has done nothing wrong. Cameron has come out the diary room, told everyone, and fed Lewis's paranoia. We know Lulu's paranoid. Why is Cameron doing that?
You call Lewis Lulu as well. Go on.
No, but yeah, Cameron is trying to feed Lewis his paranoia, and the
so
fact
you
that...
think Cameron's feeding his paranoia?
Yeah, look, Cameron knows he's paranoid, yet it's feeding him his paranoia. I'm sorry, that is not a good friend, and Cameron's showing his true colours, and it's not nice.
Oh no! Paul's got his blazer on, and he's not afraid to have a piper.
I don't think Cameron is overfeeding Lewis. Lewis, since day one, has been overthinking everything. And he drains the house, and Cameron is entitled to have a smile, isn't he?
Yeah.
Whilst he's so close to Lewis, he's got no chance, because Lewis is a drainer.
Lewis is now officially called.
He's a drainer.
Anyone else make anything of this triangle between the three of them? Go on, darling, you've put your hands up. Oh, I don't think I've been down here before. Hello.
So, I mean, Akeem has done nothing apart from do things for the betterment of the group. And Lewis sees that, and he's threatened by that, and he's just negative along the way. And he's trying to bring Cameron down.
So you think Lewis is threatened by Akeem?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough, Dan. You're going to pipe up. Oh, nearly went.
I kind of feel they're just doing it to be like they're trying to think who's popular on the outside and I want to be close to him. And I think Cameron's thinking Akeem might be popular on the outside and now he's trying to go a bit closer to him. But I think people are over-exaggerating it. They're in
Big Brother.
They're not going to
and
stay best friends when they come out.
Everything gets to them really easy in that house. We do know that. Let's keep with Lewis. I mean, he was at the forefront of tonight's episode. He woke up taking the suggestions from the suggestion box. Quite literal this morning, giving the housemates positive comments and cleaning up in the kitchen. Chizzy, what did we make of that, shall I say, sarcastic morning compliments we saw from him?
I was in the loo.
Oh, right, OK. India, what did you make of the sarcastic morning comments?
I think Lewis is just a complicated guy, and he's picked up on that, and at the moment his brain is frazzled. He's been in for so long. I think just as a person, I think he's he's constantly evaluating and calculating about people.
You say that
and he's got a busy brain.
You say that he's got a busy brain and stuff like that. Sean, I think it was, actually said in the diary room that Lewis has got a massive problem with authority. Do you think that's why he's taking the suggestion box comments so badly in a weird way?
I do. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Aileen, Big Brother legend, on Twitter described Lewis as like a cult leader. Ashley, sorry.
That's right.
As a cult leader, and you can see that sort of thing. I'm not saying he's going to be like Charles Manson and go around
absolutely not.
or anything, but he has got that aura, almost like he doesn't have to try sometimes. He can just give a facial expression and get people to do or know exactly what he's feeling.
She said, that's what Sean said in the diary room, then she went on to actually say she could see right through him. He'll follow the rules, but highlight when others don't. But we've already seen him continue to break the rules. Bobby, Lewis isn't afraid to break the rules in the Big Brother house. You know, we've seen punishments. We'll be talking about the shackles a bit later on. But why do you think he's not that afraid of Big Brother?
I feel like for him, that's his game. So whilst he's in there, that's keeping his mind going. And now he's feeling like he's lost his ally in Cameron. And I feel like that's really knocked him off his perch a little bit. I feel that Big Brother's that only person who sits in that diary room. I feel like he's in the diary room
and has a real convo with, maybe.
And has a real convo and puts it on a level.
Big Brother's his best friend in that house.
Fair point. Fair point, India Willoughby. Do we think Lewis is going to rebel now and, you know, continue to break rules in that house? Oh, darling, go on, sweetheart.
If Cameron had gone with anybody else apart from Akeem, it might not have been so bad. But Akeem was friendly with Hussein, don't forget, before, and I think it might be a little bit of that he thinks that he's been pulled away. I don't think Cameron's even that aware of what's going on because he's saying it all in the diary room yet again.
Can you see him turned and perched, ready?
Absolutely.
To pipe up? The perch of the shoulder just went. Whoa. Go on, spray tan.
All I was going to say was back to this authority stuff. Last night, Thomas was kicking off about his people having a go at the sexual innuendos and stuff. Everyone was comforting him. Lewis is kicking off a little bit about his ones and being a bit sarcastic. Sean's digging in on him.
I'm going to say this, and this is not my personal opinion, because I think Lewis is a great housemate, but do you think the housemates aren't comforting him because it is one thing after another with the things that he pipes
No, I
up
think it's the whole threat. He's been saved by the public twice now. I think it's a threat.
You think they're worried?
We were supporting Cameron because we thought Cameron was the most popular. Oh no, we think Lewis might be really popular. We're going to have to turn on him to try and get him out and try and make him so bad.
Lewis has always got a problem.
Oh, Chizzy's back from the toilet.
Yes. And I washed my hands as well. Lewis has always got a problem with someone. Do you know what I mean? No.
Listen, he exaggerates for the camera, even in the diary room. I guarantee if that camera was switched off...
Do you think it is exaggeration, or do you think that is Lewis?
No, I actually do think he's exaggerating, 100%.
You think he's exaggerating?
No, I think it's Lewis, and I think Lewis is just one of those people in life who doesn't really have a filter. I think, well, he actually said it himself earlier on in the series. He says, rather than let things get inside him and churn him up, and everybody's being polite, and then it comes back and bites you on the bum, he just spews it out. He's literally vomiting thoughts out there.
It's draining.
One thing he did do, along with Kian and Zoe, it was break the rules. They all discussed nominations, and they were punished by Big Brother and locked in shackles. Do we think this was a harsh enough punishment?
Shackles on my...
No, sing it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it.
Sorry,
it's a music cue. Do we think that's a harsh enough punishment?
I don't think it's that harsh. I mean, but saying that, I feel like it's very easy to see a few minutes, and I can see that it's great. And I'm surprised Lewis lasted as long as he did with the shackles on.
Did you expect him to break
He did a full day, pretty much, didn't he, till that evening. And the night-time thing, I mean, that would get on my tits. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I was going to ask you, Bob, how would you handle being shackled to Lewis?
Do you know what, Ryan? You know me, babe. If I've got to take one for the team, I'll take one for the team.
Brooke said that Zoe and Kian went to bed early with Lewis just to please him and for a quieter life. Do we think the other housemates do pander a bit to Lewis in there for, like Brooke said, for want of a quieter life, India?
I think so. I think he's worn them down in a lot of respects. And I think they do recognise this aura that he has around him, that he's a powerful individual. And actually sticking to what you believe and standing up to Big Brother in many ways and saying, no, I'm not going to follow that rule. There's not many people in the house that would actually do that.
No.
So it shows he's a strong character.
And he didn't, and that's the thing. And he continued to disobey the rules after he had enough of being woken up to take Zoe for a wee. Chizzy, are we surprised that he actually lasted as long as he did until they went to bed?
Yeah, do you know what? I've lost a bit more respect for him because I would have loved for him just to have gone, no, I'm not doing it from the beginning.
Really?
From the get-go. Yes!
Would you expect him to do that, though?
I would have expected, and I would have loved that. I would have said, yeah, good for you. But for him to go along with it and, you know, laughing and joking, pretending that he's enjoying it and then get pissed off. He's just
He's training me.
Go on, Spray Tan. But then that just shows the fact that he does think about his other housemates. And he's not selfish, because he is trying to do it for the team.
And then he took it off and walked off.
But yeah, but that's because he got so infuriated. But we have to understand here, he is probably the most realist housemate in there. The way his friendship was with Cameron at the start, when Cameron was trying to come out and everything, was actually amazing. And that is the sign of a true man, how he deals with people's personal situations.
Hang on. Orange waistcoat, go on.
Detriment now, because he's gone into the diary room on his own, right? Now, they'd be put up. They could have their coins lost too.
He's tried his best.
He's gone in there not thinking of them. He should have said to them, do you mind if I go? Because, obviously, I'm going to go into the diary room without...
Lewis. We all know that isn't Lewis. Lewis is going to try and do what he can for the team.
Nice.
Well, do you know what? Let's find out, because little birdie tells me if you wait around for Bot's news, you might find out what punishment they all receive. Let's move on to Thomas. He's not a fan of Lewis's interesting, deep debate. Bobby, do you think Thomas should feel he needs to hold his tongue when it comes down to the dirty, dirty talk?
Do you know what? It's one of them things I feel
You like a bit of blue, don't you, Bobs?
I like a little bit of blue. He knows me so well. But I feel it's a really one of them situations you can't filter someone. And if that's truly him, and I do believe that's him, that you can't tell someone what they can and can't say. Otherwise, we'd then be sat here calling him fake.
It's like Chizzy going on about her cat all day. You know, we would never tell her to shut up about Bootsy.
Oh, I haven't seen
wouldn't.
Bootsy since this morning.
See, look, she's going on about her cat. There we go. On that note, give him a round of applause. Stop having a funny cat. Still to come tonight, I'm going to be tuning into the biggest Big Brother new headlines with Kiss FM's Neve Spencer. Plus, we're going to be having a sneaky peek at this week's Balance of Power Game Changer. I'll see you straight after the break. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. The panel and me, we're all a little bit late today, so the producers have given me a punishment. As you can... Chizzy, stay out of shot, please. Just stay out of shot, please. No, don't get that close. So hopefully, if they think we've learnt our lesson, we can take these off. In the meantime, do you fancy an exclusive? I'm going to give you a sneaky peek at this week's Game Changer, and it seems everything is in the balance.
Guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I need a wee.
Oh, come on, Bobby, not again, hurry up.
Come on, Jiz.
Jiz.
Welcome to the Balance of Power. This week's Game Changer will test how well balanced the housemates are. Not emotionally, but physically. Big Brother has set out a course of balancing beams that get narrower and narrower as the course progresses. The aim is to complete the course without touching the ground and collect as many points as possible along the way. Each flag is worth different points. Some are easier to get to than others. The winner will be the housemate who collects the most points.
So there you go, that is a sneak peek from this week's Balance of Power Game Changer. You're going to get to see the full task in tomorrow night's main show. Chizzy, it's all about balance. It's a little assault course, and you've got to grab those flags. Who do you think's going to do well at that?
Thomas!
You think Thomas?
Yes! He's going to kill it! Yes!
You reckon he could do well at this?
He's going to roll down the whole thing.
As long as he don't touch the floor, he can do it any which way he wants. India, I think a couple of people are going to struggle with this, don't you think?
I do, definitely. And Thomas is going to be the toughest.
You think Thomas is going to have a little struggle?
He's not going to be able to do that, is he? Surely not.
Well, I think we'll enjoy watching him, whatever it is. Bobby, we've played a few of the Game Changers. We've had a lovely time. How do you think the housemates are going to do at this one?
Do you know, I think Akeem's going to be very good at this, and I think Lewis is going to step up as well. I feel like them two are going to have a cock-off.
Well, I don't know whether Lewis isn't in this week's Game Changer.
Oh, no, he's not.
No, he's not. He's
Akeem.
You think Akeem might do well at this? Guys, who do we think?
I fancy Sean.
All right, well, that's up to you. Sean, blind date poll.
Akeem. I think he's
Akeem?
going to be really good.
You think Akeem's going to... You think Brooke? Everyone's just saying every name we can find. We're going to have to wait, though, until tomorrow to find out who comes out on top of that one. But after that sneaky peek of this week's Game Changer, I think it's time to have a look at some of the media's reactions to the house. So let's have a look at what the showbiz world is saying about our housemates in this week's...
Just made it. Nearly died them.
Ladies and gentlemen, give up a Neve Spencer! Or, as you called yourself earlier, a sexy witch.
Apparently I look like a sexy witch.
I'm up for the sexy witch chic. Do you know what I mean? You're a week early, but I'm enjoying it.
I'm eager.
How are you enjoying the series so
I
far?
love it. It's like paranormal, weird, spooky, but for me, the most emotional moment was Cameron coming out. That
Really?
was just, oh, it was just so
It was
amazing.
a big moment for Big Brother.
So
it really, really
amazing.
was. And that's why I love this show, because you do get big moments like that. You've been searching the interweb, shall we say, for some of the biggest scoops online. Who has been making showbiz news? What's the Metro saying?
Right, so the Metro, 2 housemates eliminated on Big Brother during shock double eviction.
Well, I mean, it was a bit of a nail-biting night, wasn't it? What did you make of it all?
It was so tense. I was sweating. It was really unpleasant. It was so full-on. The fact that it just, like...
Sweaty, sexy witch.
Sprung a sweaty, sexy witch. Just sprung it on them like that.
I know, it was a bit of a shock. And obviously
Yeah.
Cameron decided to evict Isabella. Do you think it was the right choice?
You know what? It's so tricky because him and Isabella weren't massively close, but obviously his major buddy in the house at that time, Lewis, had already said, I really like her. But then him and Akeem were like, you know, they were getting really close. So I think he did the right thing.
You just brought up Lewis. I mean, that key lock situation, he took that proper in his stride, didn't he?
Lewis is so good with his hands.
Oh, OK. On that note, we might move on to someone else. What's the next one, babe?
Right, so the next one. Big Brother 2018, Lewis Flanagan, there you go, lashes out at Cameron Cole as jealousy sparks F off.
Oh, F off. And that's from our friends at The Express, not the F off, just the headline. What do you think's going on between them?
It's really weird. I mean, the thing is that obviously they got really close at the beginning, and I think Lewis was a great friend to Cameron. You know, he opened up to him and everything like that. But I feel like Cameron now has kind of found his voice in the house, and he knows who he is as a person. Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's making better choices for his friendships.
What do you make of Lewis's reaction to it all? Because, I mean, it's been at the forefront of tonight's episode. We've seen him... People have said the word jealous, being floating about.
He's acting really possessive and really weird. I think he's just struggling without the attention.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Proper. Yeah.
Couple of ums and ahs. Do we think they can make it up, or is this the end of Cluis or Camlu?
I actually don't know. I think Lewis is being so unnecessary with him, the way he winds him up, just... I don't know, I don't see them, like, getting back together, as it were, no.
Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Sorry.
It is heartbreaking on Bots tonight. Let's head over to the Daily Star, what they've been saying.
Right, so, Daily Star, Big Brother reveals 5 up for eviction after major twist.
5 up. What did you make of positive noms?
I actually really like them.
Did you?
It was really nice to see people saying such nice things and being so positive and being really emotional about their love for each other. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good.
What did you make of positive noms? You like it? One person going, nah, that's really terrible. We need to give a little special mention to Akeem. He received 0 positive nominations.
OK, I don't get this at all.
What's going on?
I don't get it, because he's a really nice guy. I think he's very misunderstood. But I feel like he's just kind of floating around the house. Everyone's a bit indifferent about him.
Why do you think they've not got his back in there? He's an original. He's been there since day one. He seems to talk to everyone.
He just hasn't formed any, like, huge bonds with anyone. So no one had that many amazing things to say about him. But he's such a nice guy.
Do you like him?
I do.
Talking, going back to Lewis, again, because he was at the forefront of tonight's episode, positive nominations. I think it's fair to say if it was potentially normal noms, Lewis could have been in the firing line this week after the week he's had.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was positive noms, so he got a few of them. It means he's not facing eviction. Do you think he would have been in danger if it was the other way around this week?
Absolutely.
You do?
100%. He's annoying everyone right now. He's getting on everyone's nerves.
I mean, even Brooke. I mean, Brooke actually gave him a positive nomination this week. Do you think she would have given him a real nomination if it was the other way around?
Yeah.
You do?
I think he's had a lucky escape.
You think he's had
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, lucky escape? Yeah. Is that a lucky escape? I love my friends at Telemix. What have they been saying about this series?
So, Big Brother 2018 housemates punished after discussing nominations again.
I mean, this is all they seem to be doing, is getting punished left, right and centre. Are they ever going to learn?
They're never going to learn. Honestly, what are they doing talking about? They're all denying it. They're like, we never said anything. We have proof. We saw you.
You're in the Big Brother house. We see everything.
It's there.
What did you make of the shackles?
I loved it
Did
so
you enjoy
much.
it?
I loved it so much. It was hilarious. They spilt the tea, literally.
I mean, there was spilling of tea everywhere tonight, to be fair.
But you knew it was going to wind up Lewis, right?
Well, we saw him break at the end of the day, didn't we? Zoe wanted a little wee. That's all it was. That light come on, done.
I know.
He weren't having none of it. What did you make of his reaction?
I think he just took it a little bit too far. But he's losing his patience in there. He seems really frustrated for obvious reasons, I think. But he just... Yeah, it's going to get worse.
Do you think?
No, but I loved them being shackled together. That was so funny.
Would you mind being shackled to Lewis?
I would... like, 50% of me would love it, and then the other 50 would absolutely hate it.
Get off me, come closer. What else have you got for me? Is it reality tidbits, this one?
It is.
Reality tidbits, I like that.
This is the big question.
Oh, we've got a couple of them in by the sound of it.
Who is the favourite to win Big Brother?
Oh.
Latest 2018 odds are in.
Now, I do like looking at this because I like to see what the public think, and especially with the betting side of it all, because that's normally quite a good indication. Any guesses who might be at the top? Lewis, Cameron. A lot of them are saying Akeem, someone said. Go on, who's at the top?
Lewis Flanagan, 5-4.
So it looks like he's a bit of a front runner at the minute.
It's so weird. He's like the least liked in the house, but the most liked outside of the house. It's really strange. But who do you reckon's next? Akeem.
Akeem? Second?
Yeah, 3-1.
Wow, so it goes Lewis, Akeem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I would have thought that. Not because I don't like Akeem, but I just think the way he's been playing out with the housemates, I think you think about what they think. And seeing as we didn't get any positive noms.
I know.
All right, before you tell me the third one, who do you think's third? Cameron? A lot of them are saying Cameron.
Cameron Cole, 9-1.
Cameron's third. Well done if you said Cameron. So I think I can expect, because he's been quite up there with the drama and the storylines that have been unfolding. I want to just quickly go to fourth. Who do you think? Zoe?
How do you know?
Have you seen these cards or something? Is it Zoe?
It's Zoe.
And Zoe's fourth?
Zoe, 10-1.
And who's right at the bottom?
Wow.
I've got to ask him. I've started something now. Who do you think's right at the bottom? Sean? Sean Thomas?
Mainly wrong. Brooke.
Brooke.
33-1.
3-1.
33-1.
Oh, 33-1. Jesus, of course.
Yeah, she's got no chance.
You don't think so?
There's no way she's going to win.
Really?
There's no way she's going to win.
You don't think she could take it?
I don't think so.
Does anyone think Brooke can win it at the minute? India put her hand up. God bless her. That's why we love her. Very, very quickly, where's Thomas on that list?
Do you know what? He's not far off the bottom, 20-1. He comes in at 6th.
So he's had a bit of a fall from grace, hasn't he, Thomas, over the last few weeks? People seem to have changed opinion on him. Has yours changed?
I want him to win.
You want him to win?
Yeah, I want him to win. Yeah, I think Thomas or Akeem or... Yeah, I've got quite a few.
You've got quite a few. You're just going to list all the housemates, aren't you? Listen, Niamh, it's been such a pleasure having you on the show again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming back.
It's
Ladies and gentlemen,
pleasure.
give up for Niamh, everyone! Sexy witch. Right, coming up, I've got some extremely exclusive footage from the house to show you. Plus, in today's Bots News, our shackled housemates had a very important decision to make. Find out what it is straight after this break. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Now, here on Bots, we like to talk about what really matters and tackle the big questions, like what's the meaning of life? Why are we here? And if I was a bird, what type would I be?
Blah, 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 blah. Obviously giving me a headache.
All right, Thomas. Calm yourself. Excuse me for trying to have a deep and meaningful. You will probably be more interested in this, though, Thomas. It's time for tomorrow's headlines in today's Bots News. Thank you. Our top stories tonight. Zoe, Kian and Lewis make a difficult decision. Big Brother made the housemates beg for forgiveness. Cameron and Lewis fight about their friendship. And Thomas has a discreet task for Cameron. First up at 10:33 this morning, Zoe, Kian and Lewis had to make a crap decision as it all became too much for them, as nature called. Run VT.
I want another fag, do you?
I need a pill.
We go for a pill?
Should we go poo then fag so you don't have to get a fag and go for poo then come back, or should we do fag then pill?
What, do you want to poo? If you go poo now, we can do poo then fag. Right, come on, I'm going to get this blanket, we go poo toilet. I like the way we have little routines.
Hey.
Who's going for a poo?
Just one of us.
We're going to the poo toilet.
I mean, come on, guys. I know it's a shit situation, but life's too short to moan about the little or large things. And please, guys, this is bit on the side. Let's just keep polishing it and rolling it in glitter. Thank you. Next up at 10:47 this morning, Big Brother brought the shackled housemates into the diary room and wanted to hear what they had to say for themselves regarding their punishment. Run VT.
I have been reformed from a rule breaker to a rule obeyer.
I never want to disappoint you ever again, Big Brother.
I want to be a good housemate.
We want to do our families proud.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of example are we setting when we're fucking walking about in chains?
Come on, Lewis. Sorry, buddy.
The younger generation are watching us and we're fucking being handcuffed together like fucking animals.
It's all right, Lewis.
Have you learnt your lesson?
Yes.
You're each being fined 150 big coins for breaking free from your chains.
Fuck's sake.
Kian, Zoe, Lewis, your punishment is now over.
Thank you so much.
I mean, come on. If Big Brother fell for that apology, you can literally get away with a prison sentence in there. Then at 12:57 this afternoon, things got heated in the bathroom when Lewis and Cameron argued about Lewis's jealousy issues. Run VT.
When's the last time me and you had a proper conversation?
Friday.
How long?
5 minutes or so.
Exactly.
And then, no, wait.
What is it now?
I sat with you the whole fucking day.
5 days?
Saturday, Lewis, I wasn't talking to anyone, so you can't even include that as a day.
Yep. It was a day to me and it felt like a week.
Sunday, I literally sat in your bed with you and Brooke.
You fucking didn't. You sat down for 5 minutes.
Yesterday, you were chained with people, so I kind of think this is a bit ridiculous. I can't fucking believe you.
You've been a conversation with Keem, but not with me now, right?
No, I'm just going to go sit on my fucking own. It's a fucking waste of time. It really fucking is. You can't do anything in here. You're not allowed any more than fucking one friend.
What are you on about, you fucking weirdo?
Fuck's sake. I'm going to the poo toilet.
Not the toilet again, please. I mean, talk about an exit plan. And finally, at 12:59 this afternoon, Thomas had an assignment for Cameron regarding the impending game changer. Run VT.
Come here. I have a mission for you.
What?
I just need you to discreetly tell Akeem that if I win, I'm saving him. I don't need anything back from you. I don't need him to save me or anything like that.
What's the point?
No, because I just feel like it's gonna be a perfect opportunity for me to really prove that, you know.
Why don't you just tell him after?
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm gonna win.
Unless you want me to tell him because you want him to save you.
No, then don't tell him. I don't want that.
I can do it, but it's just going to come across like you're telling him to make him save you.
No, I don't want that.
I mean, who would have thunk it? Thomas, always the giver, never the receiver. Joining me... Stop it, please, ludicrous. Joining me this evening is today's competition winner, Chizzy Akadulu from London. Chizzy, lovely to see you. What are you making of our housemate?
Thank you.
I'm sorry, we've run out of time, and that's all for Box News. Good night. Oh, yeah, this is fun. All right, don't say I never spoil you, because tonight I really am. I've just been given the all clear to show you this very exclusive clip. Why don't you have a little watch at this? Oh, you have a good little drink on that, darling.
Oh, shut up! Yeah, fuck me, daddy. Yeah, so much fucking sex all over the place.
Is that the fox?
Yeah. Dick. 2 dicks, 3 dicks, 4 dicks. Plenty of dicks all around the place. Anal.
What's anal?
Fuck!
Close the door.
Fuck this bullshit.
I think that's so funny that we can't do sexual innuendos, but he can go and scream like that.
Oh, for fuck's sake, don't even get me started, Helen.
It's all fine and dandy, but when you're preaching about only wanting to have intelligent conversations, and you're screaming outside like you're being fucked in the arse by a rhinoceros. Like, I call that a cry for help, you know? I don't really smell intelligence at this moment in time.
I mean, some of the noises, they could have been taken as sexual. India, this whole sexy talk debate, I think it's going to rumble on. Thomas, clearly, you're right, darling, let it all out, cheers. Go on, darling, you have a little beverage.
Verbal.
Verbal Bootsy, bless her. Thomas just can't help himself but to shout out Dick. I mean...
I know, the thing is, Ryan, he keeps ramming it down our throats.
Get back on the nose, come on.
And, you know, I can understand it is funny for a while. And I actually loved Thomas the first week. Thomas was so funny. But then he's had this massive dip, and I don't know what's going on.
I'm glad you said dip. Go on.
But now, I can understand why the likes of Lewis and some of the other housemates are now just getting a little bit sick of it.
Dan, you seem to disagree?
I'm going to tell you, right?
Oh, he's going to tell me.
Right at the beginning of this series, when everyone was loving him, I didn't. And I'm telling you now, I saw this coming. Honestly, I can't deal with every night some kind of sexual innuendo. It does get boring, and listen.
I think you're on the wrong show, Dan, if you don't like innuendos. We're terrible down this side of the hill. Bob, I mean, you know, it is all fun and games, and we do laugh about it here on Bots. It's childish, it's a laugh. You know, me and India, we've both been in that house. Sometimes there really is genuinely nothing to talk about. Do you think it really is that much of an issue?
For me, it's not. I feel like that is... If you break down conversations you have with your mates, that's probably a 75% of what we're talking about.
Revolves around the D.
Revolves around the D. And let's have it right.
But you're a sexy person. You've got to remember, Lewis is actually celibate as well.
Yeah,
Let's
but
not
he's
forget
sexy
that.
as
Do you know
well,
what?
India.
I think that's a bit sexist. Why can't it revolve around the V?
Oh, not this panel, sweetheart.
Babe, it's not sexist, just in mine and Bobby's life, it's all about the D. Do you know what I mean? Cheers, but do you understand? Look, I can get Lewis's side of it, you know. He's saying that why not let's have some intellectual conversation here. That's absolutely fine, but do you think it should be a total ban on the sexy, filthy blue talk?
No, it shouldn't. If he doesn't like it, he can walk. Also, we are not watching BBC Question Time. We like to watch this programme for the smut, for the arguments.
We love a bit of smut. We love a bit of smut, don't we? Right, coming up next, I'm going to be dangling me dongle, lol, and slotting it into a deep, dark hole of the interweb. And please. Finding out what you lot have been tweeting about that lot in there. I'll see you straight after the break. Welcome back. I'm just standing there. I was so away with it then. I was just clapping myself. Welcome back to Big Brother's bit on the side now. We haven't got much time left, and I've got people literally screaming in my ear for me to get... Yeah, I know. I'm doing it as fast as I can, all right? I was just having a bit of a clap. Right, I've gone deep down into the interweb to find... Stop it. Into the interweb to find out what you lot at home are talking about, or should I say trolling us about. So it's time for your tweets. First up, we've got Alfie. He's got a bone to pick with Brooke. He says, I'm sorry, but make up your mind, Brooke. She so nominated him to leave on Friday, and 2 days later, she chooses him as her favourite housemate, #BBUK. Clearly, that's talking about Lewis. India, what are we making of Brooke and Lewis's relationship? 1 minute she's nominating him to go, the next minute she's nominating him to stay.
It's really interesting. Honestly, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know she's on one bus and he's on the other bus, but I think there's a ding-ding, there's a connection there.
Do you? You reckon someone's ringing that bell to get off?
Definitely there. I think there's an attraction and they can't figure it out, that's all. I want to say that I think Brooke is the dark horse of this competition. Sometimes you end up in a situation in Big Brother where the numbers get whittled down and your choices are limited. And when that happens, sometimes the person you don't think would be the winner comes through.
There's a true point.
She hasn't really done enough. Just saying what India was saying, off the back of that, I mean, lovely girl, but I can go down a supermarket and meet 15 lovely people. When it comes to winning Big Brother, you have to have something... You have to have delivered. Do you know what I mean?
I
And
agree.
realistically,
I like somebody who earns it, I do.
Has she earned it?
She hasn't earned it. But that doesn't matter in the final calculation.
I think she's lost her chances because she butchered Cameron's hair.
Oh.
True.
Don't bring up the hair. I can't deal with it. We're over it. We're
Is
over
she a
it.
hairdresser?
I don't know.
I wouldn't have let her touch my hair.
I don't think she is. Moving on, we mentioned earlier that we might be witnessing the downfall of Lewis and Cameron's friendship. Helen, at home, hi Helen, says, I also noticed that Sean and Brooke have started being friends with Cameron and their negativity towards Lewis has rubbed off on him. The Cameron-Lewis friendship is crumbling. Hashtag BBUK. Chizzy, do we really think this could be the end of Cameron and Lewis as we knew it?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Strong answer. Bobby. Bobs, what do you think? You can't even blame it on a late shift. Come on.
She was in the toilet for that today.
Yeah.
I really hope not, because I feel like that's the one friendship we have seen blossom throughout. And I mean, and I know people have their neggy opinions on it, but do you know what? To me, he ticks them boxes. So if he took the crown, I would happily give it to.
I agree.
Lewis.
Listen, we've said it before, and I'm very. I've said this every single series. You know, we've had some controversial winners in the past. Helen Wood, I know she was a massive controversial winner. But for me personally, I would like to see someone win this show, whether they're nice or nasty or somewhere in between, that's actually give us something to talk about on this show, because it shows that they were a great housemate. Let's talk about Sean. Crystal said Sean got positive noms because her housemates don't know she bitches behind people's backs. And all they see is the nice girl cook and clean game plan. India, I mean, do you think Sean is quite bitchy in the diary room?
I think she has been very bitchy indeed, but I think she's one of these people that in the sphere of the house and what they know, I think she's quite benign and she's floating around and she's not offensive, so she's not getting singled out. And she's another one of these characters that could progress.
What do you guys think of Sean? It's literally just Paul tonight.
No, I mean, listen, Sean has floated through the series, there's no question about that, but so have the others. Because Lewis has dominated every episode, quite a lot of the other housemates have just sailed
Fallen
through.
by the wayside.
Absolutely.
And we're back to spray tan.
Quick point out, there's only one housemate that's really sussed out Sean, and that's Lulu.
Oh, you think Lewis is sus Sean?
Absolutely.
Oh, you think it's the other way around? Oh, controversial! Go on, that's a lovely rose. Go on.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I think Sean's called Lewis out many a time in the diary room.
You do? So
Yeah.
you think she's got the measure of him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what she thinks. A controversial tweet's coming from Kathleen. Not Asherleen, Kathleen. Akeem is the most brutal and calculating housemate in Big Brother. He's slyly going around marking his territory, making sure he's nice to everyone, but he's false in capital letters. Definitely feathering his own nest. Cameron should have kicked him out. Chizzy, you're shaking your head.
Do you know, you know what? I think Akeem is so nice. The one thing that annoys me about him, though, is that he keeps apologising to people. Yeah. It's just, you know, if they don't like, you know, when they say, oh, you're trying to get airtime, tell them to off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Fair point,
yeah.
Bob.
Stop apologising.
I mean, I like what he's about. I think he's a nice-looking geezer as well. Let's have it right. I mean, you said you'd have a steak and chips with him. Do you know what I mean? And so just throwing you under that double-decker there, girl. Green room secret. I just hope it's all, like, very organic and natural. I hope he's just not trying to score points between, like, trying to mess up the Lewis friendship with Cameron. I hope... Now he is getting close with Cameron. That it's literally because he does like him and that he's not trying to piss off Lewis.
India?
No, I think he's the silent assassin. I think he is actually going around, and he is. And there's nothing wrong with that, because obviously it is Big Brother and everybody wants to win. And we saw that in his questionnaire. Of all the questions you could ask in the world, basically, how popular am I on the outside?
Do I deserve to be in the final?
Yeah, bad question.
Good question.
He's a people pleaser.
You think he's a people pleaser?
He's competitive.
But do you think he's a natural people pleaser, or do you think he's a game-playing people pleaser?
He's certainly got his competitive side, but he's a people pleaser.
You think he's a...
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry I upset you, blah, blah, blah. He just wants to keep the peace.
Yeah. Oh, God, you shut, girl.
To be quite honest, Akeem wants to win, and that's what all of them want to do.
They want the day out! Very, very quickly, down the panel, I've got 30 seconds. As it currently stands from our nominated housemates, India, who do you want to see out on Friday?
Who's up again? Thomas?
Blue ones.
The blue ones, I think Thomas.
You think Thomas? Bobs?
Brooke.
Brooke. Cheers.
Brooke or Sean?
You think Brooke or Sean? Who do we think?
Brooke, Sean, Thomas, Brooke.
Thomas the goat.
Thanks, everyone, but I'm not lying when I say I'm out of time. That is all I've got time for tonight. A massive thank you to my panel, to my fantastic audience, as ever, and, of course, you lot who choose to watch me every single week. No, God bless. I'm going to be back tomorrow after 11 with BBUK's Michelle Heaton. Friday night regular Luke Kempner and Ricky Norwood is here as well. Until